I was hired for that big retail store manager job. The one that they said I had to be there to open at 6 a.m. and be able to close, work every day of the week, all year round, all that kind of stuff. I still have yet to figure out why 6 a.m. Because the place doesn't open till 9 or 10 in the morning. Um, Unless the closing manager just throws all the pans and everything in the safe and locks it up and doesn't do the work and the deposits. I don't know. Um, but anyway, yeah, because like that would be 7, 8, 9, 3 to 4 hours before opening, you would have to be at work, which I don't understand exactly why. But anyway, I was hired for supposedly $20 an hour, full time, and there was a slight mention of some training in Picola, which I don't know if that's one day, a week, 2 weeks, and they were supposed to put me in a hotel, and they were just going to pay me mileage. And I said, are you paying for my hotel? Are you paying for me to go out there? And they said, oh, yeah, we'll cover the hotel and the mileage. And I said, well, you know, what about the fuel and stuff? I mean, we didn't even get to the part of are they paying me by the hour to drive out there? And am I being paid by the hour for the events and anything? I don't know anything. But anyway, it was really weird. I had two interviews, and one of the interviews I'd already kind of interviewed with the manager before I even applied there because he asked me if I would apply. And I just went in there. I was shopping. I was, looking around for a side bag, going to several different stores to see what was available. So when I had the money, I could get one um, because mine really wore out. But anyway, I went ahead and applied, that night and everything. So he'd already, we'd already talked, and uh, I had explained to him about that other job that I had. I was supposed to be training as a manager, and he was like, "Oh, we won't do you like that here," and da, da, da. And I'm like, "That would be cool because I'm not moving furniture. I'm not a maintenance man and all that stuff. I was hired as a third key manager, and that's what the job was." Um, and all of a sudden, midway through, it turns into serious maintenance because guys trying to straighten a store out before they see how nasty that store is. So anyway, um, uh, so I did two very, very lengthy interviews, that last a couple hours each, with two different managers. Um, and so the first interview was that guy was really, really nice. He immediately took me back to the office, did interview and all that stuff. The second one, I had to wait a little while, and I had applied for two jobs because I wanted to see which one was better. And we were talking manager and pay and stuff like that. And then he comes off with this 6 in the morning. I'm like, for what? Um, but anyway, so on the second interview with the first manager I talked to when I was in there shopping, this was so strange. There was like three interviews scheduled, and two with me that day and one with some other person. And so, I came in early, and um, I had the first interview. The second interview was some other girl. I think it was Gabrielle or something, and the third one was me. So anyway, I came in early for my first interview, and I guess he was running late or confused. He was doing something or other, and I had to wait a little bit. And then finally, he took me back there. Went to a big lengthy interview, um, and he first greets me as Gabrielle or something. I said, no, it's Red. And he said, oh, okay. And we sat down, and through the interview, he kept calling me this other girl's name. And I was just like, what the heck? I'm like, is this guy drunk or what is wrong with him? So, anyway, it didn't make much sense. And then he asked me about my two most recent jobs, which I didn't post that one job because why would you? Right now, that's under investigation and that's being handled by a legal team. So that really shouldn't even be discussed. Um, and he was already aware of that situation beforehand, unless he forgot. I don't know. But anyway, so he wanted the name and the number, which I did not like doing that because you know by law they're not supposed to say anything bad about you, but you never know. And then a job that I'm currently working that I don't have any hours in because it got screwed up by that other job, and I'm waiting for spring break hours to come in so that I can go back to work over there because they want me back. But anyway, and it's a cool side job. And so anyway, and I knew I'd get a good reference from that manager. But anyway, days go by. I'd done the, I called him and he said, I'm sending you a link to sign up with the Taleo because you got to do that first. And I'm like, okay. Had trouble getting in it the first time, talked to him the next day. I said, it doesn't work. It won't let me sign in. And so he sent it again. And I did it the next time. And I spent all day and most of the evening trying to figure it out. And it's so screwball that you either somebody is putting the same name in that I am or something. I don't know what it is, but I ended up having to use a lot of characters for my username. A lot of them, like 15, because it would never accept. And so then I finally got it to accept. And then it says only fill in the stuff with the red asterisk. Well, when you go through it, it has all these spaces to fill out info and then just a couple red asterisks on each page. I fill those out, and then some of the time it would reject it and want you to fill out other stuff. Thank you for the thumbs up. And so it was really strange. And so, uh, I like to follow instructions to the T. So, anyway, I've got all that done, and I've not heard anything back. No schedule, no nothing. I wasn't really excited about the hours because I would have to be up, 4 in the morning to be at work at 6. Bottom line. And like right now, it's like 46 degrees. It is freezing. And it has been petrifyingly cold all night. So, and today is not going to be very high. It's going to be like in the 50s. But anyway, so uh, I looked on Indeed and it still had, those jobs listed and a couple extra. And I know they're short 8 people over there for starters because the employees told me that. Short about 8 people working. So anyway, I reapplied again. Manager, and I have not received a schedule. And so anyway, I thought, well, I talked to um, some friends of mine at another retailer, and they know somebody that works over there. And they said, man, that place is a mess. The manager walked out and all that. So I wonder if it's the one I was dealing with. And all my stuff's just sitting in midair. So I called over this morning, um, like at 8, figuring somebody's there because they told me that you have to be there at 6 in the morning. So somebody should be there. And I talked to this guy manager I've been dealing with. And so I said, I haven't heard anything about my schedule or anything at this point. It's been several days. And Oh, I forgot to tell you, he had talked to me at one point, called me back or something. He said, uh, "Gee, I'm sorry I kept calling you somebody else's name, but you didn't say anything." I said, "Yes, I did. The first time you called me somebody else's name, and you kept calling me somebody else's name through the interview, and also at the end when you shook my hand." And uh, so that was kind of weird. So anyway, I talked to that first hiring manager this morning, and I said, I have not received a schedule. I'd like to know, an update here. And he said, well, uh, I can't give you full time, but I can give you part time, and I'll send you an offer. It'll be, late morning. And I said, well, I mean, what happened to the, manager full time? So I think what he did was he screwed up and hired the other person when he was supposed to be hiring me because he was confused. I mean, normally, if you're going to do an interview, you should be having the application in front of your face. And mine comes through that at Indeed in like 3 pages. And I've seen him pull it up when that breakfast place wanted me to work for him. And I've seen it right in front of my face. And so, yeah, you can pull it right up through there. And usually, if you're going to interview somebody, you should have that in front of your face. So I imagine he didn't even do that, that he wasn't even prepared. So, and I had told him, when I went for that second interview, that I had applied for the two jobs. So, what kind of money are we talking? What do the jobs entail? So I could see what is the best fit for me. But he wanted me to be manager, which is fine. But I still have concerns about the pay for doing all the different jobs he's talking about. It sounds like I'm doing three different people's jobs, including warehouse manager and all that stuff, which I shouldn't be doing all that for that little bit of money. Because, we're talking $35 an hour if I'm doing a bunch of other jobs. So I don't know what's up, but I have a funny feeling he screwed up. And I just don't know. And all I know is that a lot of the employees said that he was a new manager. He had been there that long. They really liked him, but I don't know. I mean, he's not paying attention to detail because it doesn't make any sense. So I just wanted to give you an update. I don't know what's up with that. I've got two other interviews today. One for Dish at a restaurant, and um, one at a rental furniture place as a manager. I don't know if I'm really wanting to do that or not. Uh, because they wouldn't tell me the pay over the phone, and it's kind of a wasted interview because I can tell you right off the top if the pay is not enough for me or anywhere close, there's going to be no dickering about it because they're not going to go much higher. So um, it's a wasted interview. But anyway, so that's all I know. I went and listed some more stuff on the internet yesterday. I'm hoping I can crank some sales because I got a lot of bills to pay on the first. And I got to call my insurance company because my car insurance will be due again this month or next month because I just paid it off. I need to check on that. And so, other than that, I don't know. So, we'll see what happens. And I'm waiting on my YouTube payment, um, which isn't going to be a whole lot because it was really slow the last few months. Very, very slow on YouTube. I don't know if they're still trying to update or what they're doing, but I don't know. But anyway, I'll let you guys know what's going on, and I hope you have a great one. And uh, I'll see you in the next one. Do something kind for a stranger. Love you.